What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report. It is Sunday, the 6th of June, 2021. Very sorry for the late report. I got a little distracted and wasn't home, wasn't where I was supposed to be at the right time, and, you know, it very rarely happens, because I'm all about the news. So I apologize for the delayed report. But the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all of the madness that I got for you this week, and I hope you're ready. Let's get into it. Avian influenza virus. China reports first human case of H10N3 bird flu. First time ever in a human. Is this going to be the next emergency pandemic? We're keeping an eye on it. CDC closely tracking human case of bird flu in China. Put a link to that. The same CDC that's caught removing COVID vaccine injury data. Put a link to this from Natural News. I got another one. Horrifying study says mRNA vaccine nanoparticles are circulated throughout the entire body, brain, heart, liver. You better watch what you say, because I think Naomi Wolf recently got suspended from Twitter for saying that this might be some sort of XYZ. I can't say on YouTube. Anyway, shout out to Naomi Wolf. It's screwed up that they're messing with her. William Shakespeare, the first man to get the vaccine in all of the world. Well, he died of stroke. And is everyone aware of this, that the first man that got the vaccine is now dead? Of course, he was 81, but it was a stroke, blood clot related, I don't know. The Guardian says Lisa Shaw death. BBC presenter had blood clots after, well, she's dead now. Another one bites the dust. This didn't go as planned. Oracle VP dies of COVID after receiving vaccine, or did he die from the vaccine? Why is the mainstream media not talking about any of this? You have to ask yourself. The only thing they're worried about is selling you a cheeseburger to get the vaccine, or maybe $1 million, or a new Ford Bronco, or some crap. Unbelievable what's going on. I got some more stuff here. Health Canada extends shelf life of Astra. I didn't know you could do that. Is that maybe because nobody's taking it? Let's see here. Antibody from the common cold can neutralize COVID-19, could lead to vaccine. Well, let's not talk about the vaccine. Let's talk about the antibody from the common cold could neutralize. Do you mean the human body has this thing called an immune system, and it's great at fighting off viruses all by itself? Probably can't say that either. I'll put a link to this. Why is the media not saying that? I got weirdo Joe Biden news this week. Biden wanders away from the podium to promise 2 little girls he'll give them some ice cream later. Yes, he did. Put a link to it. I think they got the video. It should be that he's simply reinstated. Apparently, a new inauguration day is going to be set for Donald Trump after all the fraud has been proven. The fraud has been proven. No one's going to do anything about it. Have I not said this already? And Donald Trump seems to think he's telling people he's going to be reinstated by August, after Michael Flynn calls for Myanmar-style coup to replace Biden. Wouldn't that be great if the entire military just stood up and said, no, we're not going to participate anymore. We're not going to serve the New World Order. We're going to serve the people. But that's never going to happen, and we all know it. Over to financial news, and I'm sorry if I'm a little off my game. I literally just got here after being stuck somewhere. It's a long story. Anyway, how major U.S. stock indexes fared on Friday. We didn't get to 35,000, but we did get to 34,756. The Dow rose 179 for the week. The Dow was up 226, so 35,000 next week. I don't know. Yahoo Finance says May jobs report economy adds back 559,000 jobs. Unemployment rate fell. How is unemployment rate 5.8% when nobody's working? Everywhere I go, there's signs talking about help wanted. Nobody will work. They were closed all night long because nobody will work. 3.7 million Americans set to lose unemployment benefits as early as 25 states exit. Okay, I'll put a link to this. People are going to lose unemployment. Costco seeing inflation abound, impacting a slew of consumer products. And this week, world's largest meat supplier. As if things weren't already bad for the meat. Why you got to go and hack the meat place, man? Things are already bad. Put a link to that. Also, an impact of ransomware on the mass ship authority. I'll put a link to this. Ransomware attacks all over the place. Why do we need 87,000 more IR? Well, that's for the crypto people, don't you know? Put a link to this tweet here. EU launches digital wallet. Speaking of crypto, another thing the crazies got correct. EU launches digital wallet and latest step toward cashless society. We were talking about a cashless society 10 years ago, but we were out of our minds. More than 100 employees sue Texas hospital forcing them to get vaccinated. Good luck with that. Woman this is what they don't tell you on the news. This is what the nurse who's giving you the vaccine doesn't tell you. Woman who nearly died after J&J vaccine, stuck with $1 million medical bill, says the government should pay. Well, I agree. The government should pay. But, oops, there's a flaw in the contract. There's a thing in there that says the vaccine companies nor the government liable for any of this. You're putting an experimental vaccine into your body. Think about this. Even if it doesn't mess you up right away, as it is a lot of people, but let's say 2-3 years down the line, you start coming out with all these health problems that are brought on by this. You have no legal recourse. There's no one you can sue. Guess what? You're stuck with that bill. Okay? You should have listened to us. We were trying to help you. Joe Biden, corporations are using mixed-race couples in advertising because they're selling soap. Man, come on. What? Joe Biden also says black entrepreneurs don't succeed because, like whites, because they don't know how to find lawyers and accountants. Are you saying they're stupid, Joe? All the humanity over to New World Order and Police State News. This is where I stop and ask you to share this video because this stuff will piss you off. Email shows researcher who funded Wuhan lab admits manipulating coronavirus. Thank Fauci for dismissing lab leak theory. Let's talk about an inside job. In fact, did you know all these Fauci emails that are coming out? Email reveals Dr. Fauci's March Madness disease bracket. Check it out. MERS, coronavirus. Check it out. He literally, Ebola is over here. Zika is hepatitis B. He literally has a disease bracket. I'm not making this up. I'll put a link to it. NYC will start vaccinating students in public schools, de Blasio says. Is this against, like, parents' will? Or is this, are you going to give them a free ice cream? This is sick shit that's going on, people. Put a link to this. California requiring workers to wear masks unless everyone in the room is vaccinated. Well, how are you going to prove everyone's vaccinated? You can't ask them. This is how they're going to pit us against each other. I've been in all kinds of stores in the past couple weeks, and I haven't worn a mask one time, and nobody said shit to me, and they better not, because I'll scream at them if they do. Other police state news going on. Idaho cop suspended after tasing 78-year-old man. I'm not making it up. There's a video on that. North Carolina county bans Coke from vending machines because the company is too left-wing. You can't drink Coke here. What? Mark Zuckerberg running his mouth. We need to find and terminate people who leak stuff. We need to find and terminate you, Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg suspends Trump account for 2 years. The world we're living in, where a president of the United States, or an ex-president, whatever, is banned from the internet. His ideas are too extreme. The people can't possibly think for themselves. We have to... This is the world we're living in, people. FBI demands USA Today hand over details of everyone who read online story about 2 FBI agents killed during Florida child porn raid. How do you hand over the detail? Well, maybe what if somebody's sharing your internet? Do you know Amazon devices will soon automatically share your internet with your neighbors? Do you have an Amazon device? Not so much an Alexa, but like a Ring doorbell. Or you'd be surprised all the shit that Amazon actually owns that you might have in your home. Be advised. Texas governor declares state of emergency because of the southern border. What else is new down on the border? And we got one more. Why are Scotland police looking for supplier of mass disaster shelters to identify bodies in the event of mass deaths? Big false flag coming? I don't know. Put a link to it. Over to World War III news. Iran's largest warship catches fire, sinks in the Gulf of Oman. Was it done deliberately? I don't know. But at the same time, a massive blaze breaks out in an oil refinery in Tehran. What's going on in Iran? U.S. warship fails to intercept ballistic missile test target. That's not good. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, a rogue killer drone hunted down a human target without being instructed to. Skynet? I'll put a link to this from the Insider. Chinese military engineered mice with humanized lungs in 2019 to test virus on them just months before. Well, it couldn't have been. There's no foul play. Kim Jong-un orders officials to eliminate cats and pigeons in bid to stop them. Why do you got to get away with the cats? The cats can eat the pigeons. FBI director compares danger of ransomware threat to 9/11. I wouldn't call it 9/11, but it's definitely causing a disturbance. I mean, leave my steak alone. Let's see. Pentagon requests blowout budget to fight climate crisis, because that's what the Pentagon should be worried about: the climate crisis and extremism among troops. Well, when you're talking about military coups, I don't know. Military Flynn calls for Myanmar-style coup in the U.S. Put a link to this. Thumbs up. Put a link to that. Biden says terrorism from white supremacy is the most lethal threat to the homeland today. You know who else used words like homeland? Hitler. Heimat. Yes. Naomi Wolf, again, shout out to her. The end of America. Google it. Look it up. Biden imports oil from Iran after shutting down Keystone Pipeline. Where do his loyalties lie? Indeed, Biden imported oil in March, first time since 1991, ignoring U.S. law to please terrorist country. Next thing, he'll be flying plane loads of cash into the country. Over to, where are we now? Earth changes in 2012 news. I got it set up for 6 points and above for the past week. We had a 6-1 on June 3rd, a 6-1 on May 31st. I'm telling you, I'm not with it today. I'll put a link to the earthquake recap data. Not much going on. We did have another video come out of the Iceland. This drone actually filmed itself crashing into an erupting volcano. If you scroll down here, this is an amazing video. I definitely recommend it. If you're into volcanoes, where is the June tornado risk is the highest, and more tornado facts. Be advised, there's going to be tornadoes all over the United States. As you can see, we're all in danger over here. Almost all of Oregon posed for drought at start of summer. I would say a lot more than Oregon there. Be advised, big drought in the west. Mud cylinders reveal humans' impact on Earth began earlier than we thought. Okay, put a link to that. Mud cylinders, shout out to them. SpaceX launches Dragon cargo ship with the new Falcon 9. Put a link to that. Got a couple more here. Canadian military has dozens of reports on UFO sightings back to the 70 years. Got this big UFO thing supposed to come out. I don't know. Proof of aliens will lead to new religion and massive military spending. I have no doubt. Barack Obama said. I would know because my wife is a Bigfoot. Over to strange and bizarre news. I got all kind of strange stuff for you. Be advised, some adult content coming up. Chicago barber charged with shooting and killing customer who you don't want to pay. I kill you. I'll put a link to this. We got unbelievable children. I'm sure everybody heard about this because the mainstream media made a big gun deal out of it. 12 and 14 use AK-47 and other guns. Violent shooting rampage. I'll put a link to that. We got Antifa Soyboy tries to destroy jacked up truck of American Patriot. Receive instant justice. Said does not work out well for him. There's a video there. It breaks my heart to watch this happen. Chaos breaks out at Six Flags St. Louis over stolen turkey legs. This is what Six Flags has turned into. It is not the same Six Flags I remember when I was a kid. Just saying, I'll put a link to that. We got detransitioning, that's the word. Female wants her boobs back after removing them, and well, I'm sorry about your luck. You just, you can't go all Mr. Potato Head. Maybe you can take the pin out of a grenade. Russian man accidentally pulls pin out of a grenade. It's too graphic for me to show you. I'll put a link to the video. Southwest pilot sentenced for watching porn mid-flight, committing lewd act. Well, it probably gets lonely on the flight deck. I mean, doesn't the plane pretty much fly by itself? Just can't get caught. Albuquerque mayoral candidate interrupted by drone carrying sex toy. That's awesome. That should be at the shout-outs. I'll put a link to that. San Francisco Giants debut special pride uniforms. First MLB well, they're going to lose all. I mean, people don't watch baseball to watch you make a statement. They watch baseball to get away from all the bullshit statements. These sports teams, I hope they all fail. Blue's Clues Pride Parade cartoon has drag queen. This is not the same Blue's Clues me and my niece used to watch together back in the day. Man, naked woman. Oh, I can't play this. Not safe for work. Be advised, naked woman goes into a Florida bar completely destroyed. Yes, she is naked. And I gotta play this because be advised, adult content. Megan is evidently at the wrong house. I mean, you'll just love this.
Hello?
It's Megan.
Megan who?
Megan who?
The one with all the awesome stuff for you.
What kind of stuff?
What stuff is that?
Coffee, pussy, and juice? And cigarettes?
Next door, honey. Next door.
You're in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Huh. Okay, it's the third door. That's all the news I got for you. For all the news, please check out my favorite videos. You got to check out this mom that fights back against the critical race theory. She is awesome. There's some other great stuff over here. Thank you to everybody who continues to put out content. Of course, it looks like more videos have been censored this week. Unavailable videos are hidden, and we just got to kind of roll with the punches, I guess. Check out my favorites for updated news and info. I got a couple shout-outs. Shout-out to another huge Trump 1 banner, this time at the Citi Field, Saturday night's Mets games. Shout-out to the people who are, not that I'm even, I'm not going to get into the whole Trump thing, but, it's cool to see people still doing stuff. Shout out to those people. And shout out to the lady who punched a bear to save her dogs. You got to check this out. This lady, I don't know where this bear comes from, but he's trying to attack her. And she said, get out of my yard! I'll put a link to this. Shout out to her. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you'd like to report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, this is the worst of YouTube. You never want to watch it again. Please rate, though. It helps it move around. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, BitChute. All my links are at the bottom. You can support me on Patreon or directly with PayPal. I put a lot into these reports, although this week I'm sorry I'm off my game. It was a long night last night. I'm sorry for the late report. But I got here, I got it done, and I'm going to get it edited and get it up so you guys can see the news and who knows what's coming next week. Hopefully I'll be back on schedule next week. It's been a crazy weekend. I mean, how's your weekend going? Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with me for a few minutes on a Sunday morning. You guys take care, stay safe, have a good week. Be ready for anything at any time, because you never know. I'll see you on the next one.